Join me while I make this recipe. I'm gonna make it with homemade flour though, instead of all-purpose flour. It's gonna take about an hour and a half, if not a little longer, to make this, because I'm milling my own flour and then I'm letting it soak for like 10 minutes. I'm doing a mixture of hard red wheat berries and hard white berries. And then I'm also adding a tablespoon of vital wheat gluten. And for anybody wondering, I got my wheat berries on Azure Standard. You get the best deal on there. Sometimes you can go to Winco, and Winco will have them in bulk. But sometimes they don't have them. It's hit or miss, you know? Sprouts also has a bulk bin with, I think, white wheat berries. Just options, you know? So the recipe calls for 3.5. This is 3. I'm gonna start with 3. If I need a little more, I'll go ahead and do that. So with homemade flour, it's a little bit different because you have to let the milk and this sit together for 10 minutes before you continue adding like your yeast and all that stuff. It needs to hydrate. It's not this still has the wheat germ in it since it's whole berries. So we're gonna go ahead and just start with this and see how that works out. So this recipe calls for a teaspoon of salt, a cup of milk, and two tablespoons of butter. My bad. I did a little more than that, as you can see. So there's no yeast in here. Normally I put this directly in my mixer, but I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit. I did a little more than a cup of milk because it's gonna soak it all up. Once this sits for 10 minutes, I'll mix it in my mixer. I could do it by hand. It just, when you're using homemade flour, it takes so long. Like, you'll be kneading for like 20 minutes, you know. Okay, so I covered it. We're gonna wait 10 minutes. I went ahead and beat an egg. This is my Magic Mill. It's an older mixer. It's like a Bosch, but not. I can't afford a Bosch. I got this one on OfferUp for like 60 bucks. So, the attachment that I use for it, I might have to make more flour because it's wet, but not really. See how the texture is good, but yeah. The recipe called for a 1/4 cup of sugar, and which is a lot, to be honest, but I only have powdered sugar, so we're gonna add that. A tablespoon of yeast and our egg. Whoa. kind of sit and soak up the water. I know I'm adding like hella dry, but some oil. Okay. Oil. My hands. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna turn it into itself. I'm gonna pinch the bottom. I'm gonna turn it upside down, coat it in oil, and then turn it like this to let it rest. Okay. And I turn it like this. Okay. So the moment that I picked this up and moved it, it started falling. Yes, it does take forever to make this. So you punch it down. And you're gonna take balls that are the same size. Look at that. Heck yeah. You're gonna roll them into a ball, and then you're gonna press them into 3-inch round discs. And then you're gonna cover them and let them rise for a half hour. So I'm using our pizza pan. It's cast iron. And yes, they are not all 3 inches, and they are not all the same. Some are thicker than others, like this one. I don't have saran wrap, so I'm just gonna use this and let it rise for a half hour. All right, let's cut one open. Oh. Look at that. Yum. It's like soft. It's fully done. Heck yeah. I'm gonna try a little bit. I used to make these out of sourdough, but my sourdough starter died. It was like 3 years old, and I made it from scratch, and it died on me. Oh, yeah. It's whole wheat. It's delicious. It's perfect size.